Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your September 2021 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky, coming on to talk to you about the energy of your sign in September, which looks really, really incredible. I hope my mic is working good, Sag. It is a little bit on its last legs. I need to get a new one, but I think it was kind of being a little bit buzzy earlier, but I think we're good now. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about your fabled month of 2021. Did I just say month of 2021? That's what it's going to seem like on the other side of it. Month of September. Okay. Only major arcana this month is the Chariot. So you're going to be in movement a lot, probably in transit, probably traveling around, which is a bit of a difficult time for traveling around a lot. But I think that you're going to be leveling up. Also having Six of Swords coming up as well, another card that deals with movement and changing of location. So when I was doing your cards, Sag, I thought that your energy felt to be one of the lightest this month. I felt that you were just basically going to somehow just really experience the best of what this month has to offer. So you've done something right. If you're a Sagittarius, you've done something really... you've really stepped up to the plate in some way, it seems like, and it seems very intelligent, like the way that you are building up your reality in a very safe yet progressing way. So, a bit of intuitive messages before we get into the week to week. I think that you have to not be afraid of movement. I think that you have to really be... safe in every way that you can be, with a knowing that one way or another you are really moving on from something right now. Okay, there can even be like these weird tinges of like emotional memory that come up for Sag in late August and early September, especially. That first week is going to really test you out on your emotional maturity. You might start to see that you just have to move on now. Like, there's no sense in some of these ancient history, past difficulties still haunting you. You might also see something about your reflection, or something about your, like who's looking back at you, you know, in the mirror, that type of thing. There's something of a Neptunian experience for many Sages this month, and it's kind of fun. It's like maybe some of you are updating your appearance, maybe some of you are doing more healthy diet and stuff or something to really get where you want to be. But that relationship with that person that you think that you are versus that person who's really there is something that is really coming up this month. Also, it feels that you have to really celebrate something as well, especially towards the end of September. You are maybe confident enough to make some of this work, or the progress that you're seeing here. The output is really high quality, okay? There is something of very incredible, astute knowledge coming through you right now, so it seems to be a very well-honed time for schooling, for research, for any type of teamwork too. Creative projects, business management, anything along those lines is very profound of an experience for you, it seems to be. Also, I will say the great thing about this month, while it is busy, while it does show you maybe being in transit a lot, it does kind of just pass quickly, and I think that that's really the best thing. For a lot of the other signs I'm talking about, okay, just try to move quickly through it, just keep on moving and things are going to get better. And that's going to kind of be how we need to be for the rest of this year. This is kind of a cementing, fixing, making the life something that we enjoy and is right for us type of year. And that's hard for a lot of people. Again, one of these psychic images of tarot that I've seen for the year of 2021 as a whole is Ten of Wands. I believe that came up in the year ahead forecast as well. So it's hard work for a lot of people, and it's whether that's mental work or whether that's like physical work or whether that's like, what have you. How is that going to be sustainable? How does it really change up the long term? That's a good way to think right now, to kind of offset the, quickness of this time, so that you don't just like move through and kind of lose the central theme of why you're doing what you're doing. Also, when does the resting phase come? When does the settling down and root creation come? because you feel a little bit ungrounded. It feels like you're moving from place to place or something, or it feels like you're like all over the place to some degree. And that's like helping your charm, or that's helping your karma to get right at this point in time. So the experiences that you might have in other territories or in other living spaces are helping to karmically bring you through the other side of what 2020 was for you, Jupiter and Capricorn. And that process still isn't done for most Sages. And as someone with a lot of Sagittarius myself, it's interesting to see how this period of time leading up into August and into September is really pulling us into a million different places and kind of karmically soothing the previous feeling of stagnation. So karmically overcoming, transcending stagnation is a big part of this month, as well as moving on, as well as gaining ground, whether that's financially, career-wise, or, study, whatever. September needs to gain you ground. It needs to move quickly, and also you need to not worry about having to be in a lot of different places for the most part. Stay safe, stay rooted. Don't do things unnecessarily. That's another thing for Sag. Like, try to not do vapid little, like, vacations or vapid little things that aren't necessary. But, like, if your life necessitates you to kind of be in motion, understand the karmic implication of it. You will be celebrated at some point in time this month as well. Let's talk about the week to week for you guys. Okay, so week 1 in the month of September for Sagittarius, 6 of Swords rooted down by 9 of Cups. It's very sentimental. It's very, oh gosh, I just have to move on from this. I have to let myself let that go. And that's really hard for a lot of Sages. This could be anything from a past relationship to some type of material situation that's not working out. And for some of you, it can be like, thank God that's no longer a part of my life. Thank God that awful little apartment is not, my forever living arrangement. Thank God that, that relationship didn't work out, because God only knows where I would be now. Like, it can be like that too. But for a lot of you, it's more like, very rarely does this happen to a Sagittarius, where it's like, my heart is beating, and I know that with each beat, I am coming out of a previous situation that I will never see again, and it really freaks me out to see how time works through this, and it's very Cancerian, very lunar. And some of you just have to have that experience in the first week, and by the second week of September, Page of Pentacles rooted down by the Chariot, you gotta move on, okay? You gotta maybe have a new source of income, maybe a new venture or a new adventure, as I am seeing that, interestingly, in the month of September, like people starting a new adventure, people starting a new business, starting a new job, whatever. It's a strange time for it. It's a very strange time, but it is happening for a lot of people, and with great result and reward for many people as well. It could seem small, like this new thing that you're wanting, like totally new. So I'm talking second week of September. It may not have been thought of before then, like this is a totally new thing coming in, and you're like, yeah, I could do that. I could like be a freelance interpreter. I could be like, I don't know. It's very eccentric, it seems. Make sure it's like legit, okay, first and foremost. But also, it can't not be. Like, there's something very legit about how you're evolving right now. There's something very recognizable. There's something very, even traditional, but new wave at the same time, like a combination of tradition and new era. So it's genius. There's something genius about that. And you got to let it move you. You got to go where it takes you. You got to be there for it, I think. You got to be there for yourself, which oftentimes being there for a Sagittarius being there for itself is like moving a lot. So changing where you're at. Week 3, interesting combination. 4 of Wands rooted down by 5 of Pentacles reversed. It's like you narrowly dodge some type of huge expense, or you pull out of some type of huge financial commitment, perhaps. Also, it's just kind of telling you, try to not stiff or overspend. So don't stiff yourself, but try to not overspend on things as well. Okay, and I'm actually having an interesting little flashback as I'm thinking about that third week of September, and about September more for you. It's kind of crazy where the evolution actually comes. So you might think that this new location or this new study program or something is like where the evolution is at, but it's actually maybe in transit that it happens, or like you're like taking Ubers a lot or something, and it's like changing your life, or like these people are like totally like somehow evolving you, but that's like not what it's about. Like it's about where you're going, right? It's about the point B to the point A, but it's like moving from point A to point B is where this level up is happening for you. And of course, what's on both sides of it has a high significance for your like long-term trajectory. But I would really think about these little in-between moments, or these little nice evolutions that you are having as you're in between places, okay? Yeah. It's very profound. And it really has to be monumental for you, or it has to be something that creates monuments in your life. What do I mean by that with Four of Wands? Okay. Something really does have to come from this time, it feels like. So this is not a time to just be laying on the couch eating potato chips. This is not a time for Sagittarius to be like docile or just still. Okay, I've really got to say that. And this can go in a lot of different ways. Maybe it's just about like running. Maybe it's about moving your energy around in more creative ways. So one way or another, the difficulty comes with this sort of Five of Pentacles reversed energy, and also, Six of Swords is kind of like this too, where it's like on one hand, the stillness is not great, but also the movement has like a risk to it, or there's some type of like something on the line about it and something expensive about it. So try to just like move through, try to just, one foot in front of the other, move along, keep it moving, keep it going, and evolve. Okay, evolution for you, because it feels like a lot of you are still not out of the 2020 mindset, out of the like, oh my god, there's something terrible waiting around every corner for me. I don't have any money, I can't afford this, like I'm living such a small life, but I have so much debt, and just to pay off all my debt, I'm like that's over. Like whether that's again monetary, time, or energy, it's like you are in a different place now. And through the month of September, the Chariot has come here to pick you up and pull you along to the next place. So you got to show up for it, I think. Fourth week, King of Wands rooted down by Knight of Cups. It's kind of about other people in the fourth week, and about blending the creativity with the emotional relevance for you, blending them. You might want to keep your cards close to your chest as well. There's Kuth within the fourth week. You want to be careful about oversharing. You want to be careful about depleting your own privacy. I would say that for you for sure. Try to let your creativity forge who you are. So like maybe through acting, or through song and dance, or through culture, or through something Sagittarian like that, ninth house stuff, King of Wands. Let your identity be forged through those things, instead of like going up to someone and being like, well, yeah, 3 years ago I was in a relationship and that person stole all my money and now I'm in a lot of debt because of that. And you can be surprised that like telling this to that person prevents them from like inviting you to some type of, I don't know, incredibly lucrative job interview, because they see a quality that is no longer relevant to you but used to be, but they think it's still relevant to you because you're still talking about it. So that's very important, probably the most important part of this video so far. But on that note, Sag, let's go ahead and do your extended on Patreon. We'll talk more about like really getting yourself there and really coming through this hurdle, because September is a transition month. It usually is anyway. It's halfway through the zodiac. We get to the 6th and 7th sign, so we're at the halfway point for a lot of people here in this month regardless. And on the extended reading, I'll talk to you more about getting through that and what that means. So it'll be linked below and in the center of your screen. I also do weekly forecasts over there every week. They're only over there. And let's go check that out now. Sagittarius, much love. Have a great month. Bye.